Hello everyone and welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room. My name is Ryan and I would like to welcome you all to today's webinar, What's New in NinjaTrader 8. Before we begin, I'd like to do a quick test of audio and video, so if you can hear my voice and see the projection on your screen, please enter a Y into the chat room now. So first I'll read a short disclaimer. It is important to understand that there are substantial risks in trading commodity futures contracts or foreign currency. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all the funds deposited with your broker and could even incur losses beyond these amounts. Please inquire at brokerage support@ninjatrader.com for more information or for a copy of the CFTC full risk disclosure. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. So NinjaTrader is a free application for advanced charting, market analytics, automated strategy development, and trade simulation. We only charge for our product if and when you decide to trade live on the NinjaTrader platform. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for exclusive market commentary, updates on contract expirations, roll dates, and more. Additionally, the NinjaTrader blog is home for all things NinjaTrader and can be found at ninjatrader.com/blog. I'll copy those links into the chat room. So just some general info on NinjaTrader 8 to start off. NinjaTrader 8 includes over 500 major enhancements, many of which directly resulted from user feedback. The NinjaTrader 8 user interface was redesigned by an experienced UI designer rather than by engineers. The UI is designed to feel familiar to existing users on NinjaTrader 7 while adding many convenience features and modernized elements to the platform. We use WPF rather than WinForms UI technology, which gives the UI a more modern feel and easily allows us to implement multiple skin options while allowing for custom skin creation, and this also allows for the creation of entirely new windows easily by coders. We use DirectX for chart rendering, which gives us faster, more robust drawing capabilities, more robust custom drawing capabilities, and for programmers, NinjaScript has been expanded greatly, allowing even more flexibility in extending the application with custom functionality. And if you recall, in NinjaTrader 7 we supported new indicators and strategies, while in NinjaTrader 8 we also support new bar types, chart styles, drawing tools, import types, indicators, market analyzer columns, optimization fitness functions, optimizers, performance metrics, share services, strategies, and Superdome columns. There's also been a completely redesigned alerts functionality which allows for execution of complex multifaceted conditions without any programming experience required. We've rewritten the core data engine which improves the way market data is processed when received from your data provider, which increases historical tick accuracy. And this allows traders to calculate indicators and strategies with greater precision and improved volume analysis. It's also allowed us to implement a new feature called tick replay, and we'll cover that in more detail later. So for any NinjaTrader 7 users out there, your NinjaTrader 7 license key will work in NinjaTrader 8 as well. So you can run NinjaTrader 7 and NinjaTrader 8 at the same time with the same license key on your machine. You can also import data from NinjaTrader 7 on your first startup, such as your main configuration file, your connections, your database, and your database is going to include ATM strategy templates, session templates, instrument lists, custom instruments, historical trade execution data, and any saved strategy analyzer backtest results. There's no cost to download or to use NinjaTrader for simulation trading, and all features are available on the simulation license, except the ability to trade live. We are currently working on converting user-submitted indicators from the NinjaTrader 7 file sharing forum to function on NinjaTrader 8. And to download NinjaTrader 8, go to ninjatrader.com/platformdirect, and I'll link that in the room for you. And also be sure to check out our online forums. I encourage you all to join the forum and submit feedback and suggestions. And remember that you can also request updates on ongoing bug fixes on the ninjatrader.com forum. All right. So there's a couple new features with NinjaTrader 8, and we're going to highlight them today. So during this presentation, I'll discuss charting enhancements such as skins, tabbed windows, how to create and move tabs, our new instrument and interval selectors, our new interval link on a chart, equidistant bar spacing on multi-time frame charts, tick replay indicators, new functions in our chart trader, including a quantity selector and ATM strategy selector. And then we'll end the presentation by showing how to attach an order to an indicator, and we'll demo that on a chart. So I'll hop over to my screen. So first thing you'll notice for any NinjaTrader 7 users out there, you'll notice the default skin is going to be a darker skin color. So this is customizable, unlike in NinjaTrader 7. So just a quick demonstration of how to customize that. From the control center here, if we go to Tools, scroll all the way to the bottom to Options, and just in the general options here, you can see there's an option for skin. Now the default slate gray, I'll go ahead and change this to a light color for now, just so it's more common to NinjaTrader 7 users. And I'll press OK. And we'll see a pop-up saying you have to restart NinjaTrader for the skin change to take effect. So I'll press OK. And then I'll go ahead and restart NinjaTrader. And if you're following along, be sure to save your workspace if you've made any changes you wish to keep. Then I'll reboot NinjaTrader 8 real quick. And while it's loading up here, one of the cool new features in NinjaTrader 8 is the tabbed feature we've added. So you recall in NinjaTrader 7, you could only have one chart or Superdome open within the same window. So in NinjaTrader 8, we can actually have multiple charts and Superdomes open within the same window. So we'll demonstrate that real quick. And you can see as it's booted up here, we now have a lighter skin color. And again, you can create custom skin colors, and there's a few to choose from in the default, so I encourage you all to play around with, see what's best for you. So to show the tabbed function, we'll just create a new chart real quick, and I'll just load the ES contract. And we'll leave it as a 1-minute chart for now and everything default. And let me drag my chart over here. So you can see down in the bottom left of the chart, I have my ES1217 tab here, and then the little plus button right next to it, this is how you're going to create a new tab. So let's say I wanted a NASDAQ chart in the same window. You can go ahead and press a left click on the plus and load my NASDAQ instrument in here. And now you can see I have two charts in the same window, so I can quickly go back and forth between charts. And I don't have to have multiple windows open to do that. And if I go ahead and right-click on the NASDAQ tab down here, you can see a few options come up. So you can quickly close the tab or rename the tab. You can close other tabs. You can also duplicate the tabs to a new tab or window. And finally, you can move the tab to a new window. So let's say I wanted to separate these two charts back into two different windows. I'll just go ahead and click on Move to New Window here. And you can see now I have two windows and two different charts. And I'll go ahead and resize these just so we're a little more spatially aware. All right, so now I have my ES contract and my NASDAQ contract on two different windows on two different charts. And that leads into the new instrument and interval link functions. So in NinjaTrader 8, these have actually been decoupled. So first, I'll demonstrate the instrument link. So these little gray boxes up here, the top right of the chart, you'll see instrument link here, and interval link is going to be to the left of it. So we'll start with the instrument link definition. And right here, I'll just change this to red. And I'll do it also on our NASDAQ chart. And if we keep an eye on the NASDAQ chart, you can see it quickly changes to a ES chart. So any change I make in either window is going to change the contract in the other window as well. And this comes in handy if we've got multi-time frames up. So let's say we have a 30-minute chart. So we have our 1-minute and our 30-minute chart up. And if I wanted to switch over to the NASDAQ on both charts real quick, instead of changing both charts, I could actually just change one and it'll switch over to the other one immediately. And then similarly, you can do this with intervals as well in NinjaTrader 8. So I'll just turn off instrument link real quick. So let's say we wanted to have our two charts interval linked, but we want to have different instruments on each chart. So on our NASDAQ chart over here on the left, I'll change this to an ES contract. Oops, is that? And I'll go ahead and turn on interval link here. And again, I'll just set it to red to keep it simple. And you can see now their intervals are linked, and I can have different instruments in each window. So any change I make to the interval up here, it's going to change the other one as well. So pretty similar there, but you can use them independently of one another, unlike in NinjaTrader 7. Let me turn that off real quick. Okay, now I'll actually get rid of our NASDAQ chart here and expand our ES chart. So a couple new features on our interval select and our instrument select as well. So if I go to our instrument select drop-down menu up here, you can see I have the last 2 loaded contracts at the top, and this will actually keep up to 6 contracts. So your 6 most recently loaded instruments will be able to put a quick select up there. And if you want to pin any particular instrument to the top there, so let's say we always want to have the ES up here no matter how many instruments we load, you can see when I mouse over the ES contract, there's a little pin option that comes up here. So if I click this down, it's going to always keep the ES at the top here. So no matter how many instruments I load, so let's say I'm loading all kinds of equities or futures or Forex pairs, the ES contract is always going to be at the top for us for a quick select. And if we go over to our interval link, there's a few more features here. So first thing you'll notice is there's a lot more default intervals to choose from. So we're a little bit limited in NinjaTrader 7. In NinjaTrader 8 we have a lot more types and varying interval lengths from our quick select menu. And then additionally we can also add any custom interval we want. So if I go down here to configure in the bottom right here, let's say I want to add a 240-minute chart. So I've already got minutes selected on my interval over here. If I go over to the right, you can see all the values that are preloaded in there. So let's say I just want to add a 240. I'll just go to add down here. I'll change the value to 240. Press OK. And then if I go back to our interval drop-down menu, you can see I've added a 240-minute from our quick select here. So you can add as many as you want into there if you have any custom intervals you'd like to add. And then additionally, I'll hop back into the configure mode, and let's say I want to add a new bar type. So over here on the left side, I'll actually go to add, and there's a new kind of bar called a Heiken Ashi bar in NinjaTrader 8. So I'll go ahead and add that to our interval select. So let's just press OK, and then I'm going to go ahead and edit this over here to normalize a 150 tick bar. So I'll change the base period type to tick. I'll change the base period value to 150. Press OK. And if I go back to our interval selects, you can see I now have 150 Heiken Ashi bars in here. So I'll go ahead and change to that. And let those load up here. So now I have my Heiken Ashi chart up here, and that'll lead us into our next thing. I want to talk about equidistant bar spacing. So you can tell right now that all the bars on the Heiken Ashi chart are equidistant apart. But if you look on the x-axis, since it's a tick chart, the time intervals are a little varied. So it's not a constant interval on the x-axis. So if we wanted to flip this and actually have our time as a constant, we can go ahead and change that by just right-clicking the chart and opening up General Properties. And you can see equidistant bar spacing is turned on for now. So if I go ahead and turn it off, let's uncheck it. Now you can see I have a constant time interval along the bottom, but now my bars are kind of irregularly spaced. So you can kind of play around with this to your personal preference. I just wanted to highlight that it is possible to change that. So I'll just go ahead and change that back to equidistant bars. To demonstrate what that does again, press OK. And now my bars are turned to normal. So that's going to, mostly with tick and range charts, that's going to come into effect. So just always be aware you can always change that if you have a chart not looking the way you want. And then, so the next thing we'll discuss is the new tick replay function. So to highlight what this can do, I'll actually add an indicator to our chart here. And I'll go ahead and switch this back to the 5-minute chart. So I'll go to right click and indicators, and I'll add a volume profile indicator to our chart. Let's scroll down here, double click on volume profile, press OK. And you can see my volume profile indicator starts building from when I turn it on. So I just turned it on a few seconds ago, obviously, so there's not a lot of data for it to work with. So let's say I wanted to backfill our tick data so that I had a more complete looking indicator. I'm actually able to do this within NinjaTrader 8. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go back up to tools from our control center. If I go to options again, I'll actually go to the market data section. And you'll see an option here called show tick replay. So I'll go ahead and click that, press OK. And then going into our data series properties, back on our chart, you'll see the tick replay option under your first data series options right here. So I'll go ahead and click that, press OK, and we'll see a pop-up message here. And this just says that tick replay is turned off by default. Uses a lot more PC resources, so just to be aware of that if you're using tick replay. But I'll go ahead and turn it on, and you'll see it load up here. It takes a little bit to load. And then keep an eye on our volume profile indicator. So now you can see it has a lot more data to work with. So I have a more robust looking indicator. So this is going to be great for anything where you need historical tick data for an indicator. You can actually backfill historical tick data, and that way you don't have to have the chart on, and it doesn't just build from when you turn the chart on. You actually have data from the whole previous day. So this is going to be really helpful to anyone using tick replay indicators. A lot better indicator development you're going to find with that. I'll go ahead and actually remove that indicator for now and turn off tick replay. And I'll remove my indicator. And then while I'm in the indicators, I'll actually just add a simple moving average for later in the demonstration. And again, I'll just leave it in all the default properties. And you can see my yellow SMA pop up there. All right, so the next thing I want to discuss is a couple new features we've added in ChartTrader. So I'll go up to ChartTrader from the chart toolbar here, and if I left click on it, the first thing you'll notice is there's a new option called ChartTrader Hidden. So this is going to be handy. So you'll recall if you have any open orders or positions and you want to modify them via the chart, you had to have ChartTrader on. And with ChartTrader on, I'll quickly turn that on. So you have this, your whole ChartTrader interface over here. So let's just say I had an order, so I'll just do a quick buy limit order down here. And I wanted to modify this order, but I don't want to have the ChartTrader interface open. I can change it to ChartTrader Hidden. And you can see my order is still there. So I have the whole thing hidden right now, but I can actually still see this order as well as modify it. I'll just go ahead and cancel. So that's the first thing I want to point out with that. And then if we actually go back to opening ChartTrader, in the quantity selector down here, there's been a few enhancements. And this is where Forex traders will really benefit. So there's a couple of shorthands in here for Forex traders. So for a 100,000 lot, I can just do 0.1M and enter. Additionally, you can do 1K for a micro lot. And it quickly changes to that. So that's a new feature that's been added. Forex traders will really appreciate that. For now, I'll change it back to 1 since we're trading futures. And then down our ATM strategy selector, there's been a few enhancements here as well. So I'll go ahead and go to custom and start creating an ATM template. And first thing I'll note is over here you can actually add as many targets as you want on your ATM. So we are limited by the number we could add in NinjaTrader 7. In NinjaTrader 8 we can actually add as many as we want. So if you want to develop a complex ATM strategy, you're pretty much not limited by anything preventing you. So I'll just go ahead and remove those. And then I'll go ahead and create a really simple ATM strategy. It looks like I have a question real quick. So if you're on the demo account, the question is, if you're on the demo account, does it only show a limited amount of charting back through time? So if you have the demo data connection, it's through CQG. You should be able to see data as far back as you would like. I would make sure you're on the most current contract and that you've edited the days to load to a number where you can see as far back as you want. but you should be able to see data back for as long as you want on any contracts. All right, so I'll quickly do an ATM strategy here. I'll just do a stop loss of 10, profit target of 10, and I'll go ahead and save this as a template. ATM 1 is fine for now. All right. And then so if I mouse over the ATM strategy, you'll see there's a quick option here to edit this. So if I want to quickly edit my ATM strategy, I can just go and click on edit and quickly change whatever I want, and it'll change it for me. And then additionally, if I want to quickly remove it, I can mouse down here and quickly remove my ATM strategy. So if you've got a lot of old ATM strategies built up, you can quickly delete them pretty easily like that. All right, and finally, I want to demonstrate how to add an order to an indicator. So you'll see I added my SMA indicator on my chart here. So what I'll do is I'll add a stop limit order on one side of my SMA that'll ride the SMA indicator, and then I'll add a profit target order that will also ride the SMA indicator but above it. So just to start out, I'm just going to do a buy market order here on the ES. All right, oops, I got an ATM selected, so let me just get one long contract here, and I'm going to disable order confirmation for now. So now I have one contract long on the ES. So let's say I wanted to put a stop order 20 ticks below, or we'll do 10 ticks below. We'll do a stop order 10 ticks below our SMA and a target order 10 ticks above our SMA indicator. So to do that, first I'll just add a stop and a target order. So I'll do a sell stop market below the market here, and then I'll also do a profit target order. And you'll see here actually there's a new order type in NinjaTrader 8 called a MIT order. So this is a market if touched order. So how this operates is basically the same as a stop market order, only you can place it on the same side of the market. So I can actually put a sell MIT order above the market and a buy MIT order below the market. So this is handy if you want to use it instead of a limit order. Once your price is touched, it'll submit a market order much like a stop order does. So I'll go ahead and use that for now as my target order. Oops. And you can see now I have a stop order and a profit target order here. So what I'll do now is attach them to my SMA indicator. So first I'll do the MIT order. So if I go ahead and right click on our order up here, I'll just walk through the little guide here, and you'll see the option to attach the indicator right here. So I'll go attach the indicator and open up properties. And you can see my SMA is already selected up here, so I don't have to change anything there. And then I have to decide my offset. So we said I wanted to do 10 ticks. So I'll set this one to positive 10 as we want it 10 ticks above our SMA. And then I'll press OK here, and you'll notice my MIT order move to adjust to the SMA. All right, and then I'll do the same with the stop order. So again, a right click on the order. And I'll do attach to indicator, properties again. And again, SMA is already selected, so our only indicator on there. With the stop order, a little bit different. I'm going to do a negative 10 tick offset as I want it to be below the SMA. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now I have two orders riding 10 ticks on each side of the simple moving average. So you can do this with a lot of different indicators. This is just a quick demo. I encourage you all to play around with it. But it's a really cool new feature in NinjaTrader 8. You don't have to know any programming or coding or anything like that, and you can quickly do some custom strategy and order types pretty easy within NinjaTrader 8. All right. All right. We got another question. Can you do ATM strategies and chart trader orders in the free version of a live account? So the free version is the direct edition. It does not have chart trader or ATM strategies available. It does have a Superdome available, and you can do OCO orders custom, but it does not have ATM strategies or chart trader on the free direct edition license. All right, so that covers all the materials I wanted to go over on the presentation. And just to recap, we covered skins, tabbed windows, and how to create new tabs and move tabs and duplicate tabs. Showed a few new features in our instrument selector as well as our interval selector. We went over the interval link on a chart as well as equidistant bar spacing on multi-time frame charts. We showed what tick replay can do to certain indicators. A few new features in our chart trader, including our quantity selector and ATM strategy selector. And we ended the webinar by doing a quick demonstration on how to attach an order to an indicator. So I'd like to encourage anyone to ask any questions you may have now. And I'd also remind everyone to check out our What's New in NinjaTrader 8 webpage. And I'll go ahead and paste that into the room real quick. It's a really good resource for anything, general questions you have on NinjaTrader 8 or order entry stuff, anything like that. So I encourage you all to check it out. And I'll paste it into the room real quick. All right, and we have another question. Is there a way to get a trial of the full version? So if you actually download the simulation version of NinjaTrader, you can use that into perpetuity. You just can't place any live trades on it. And the simulation license is going to have every feature that the full paid version does. So you can kind of test out all the features, see what you like, see what you don't like. You just need the simulation license key. If you'd like to get some more info on how to get a demo of that, let me get a link in there for you. You can actually email platform support at ninjatrader.com. Should be right there. And they'll kind of walk you through how to get a demo data feed as well as a simulation license, and you can play around with every feature on live data and do simulation trading pretty much as long as you want. So I'd recommend you to do that if you're interested.